Okay, before I jump into this, I need to do a thumbnail because I always forget to do a thumbnail and then it takes me forever to find the right like frame to use for the thumbnail. So here we go. Nothing has ever felt weirder. Couple housekeeping things. First of all, welcome back to the regular Riley Reacts setup. I figured, you know, I missed doing one of these videos. So I bought this new, Ben got me, really, this new mic stand situation. It's great. I think because there's no mic on it, the weight isn't really whatever, but it's for this mic specifically. However, this mic, as you can see, needs to be plugged in down here when it sits on this thing because it's so wide here. The plug won't go in straight. It would go in like sideways and it would just like mess up the port. And I don't want to be able, you can't really replace that. You'd have to like buy a whole new mic. So this won't work. So I'm holding it for this video just for the purposes. So I'm trying to be very delicate because I'm sure even just me moving it around right now is probably causing like sounds. Thing number 2, you'll notice there's like some tape on my wall. And like down there, Ben and I are designing this whole like shelving unit to go on this whole wall around the television. And I was just measuring it today and like taping it to be like, where will the shelves go? And so that's where they're going to go. But that's why they're there. Today's video is reacting to my goodbye solo from The Next Step. I was talking about it with Brennan today and I was like, I don't know what I want to react to. I want to do another like reaction video, but like, I don't want to do season 8 because it's going to take too long, whatever. And he was like, oh, you should do like your goodbye dance from those webisodes that they did before season 5. And so I was going to watch, so that's why I'm doing it. That's what I'm saying. To preface this was the last dance I ever performed on The Next Step show, the last dance I ever danced in that studio. So it was a very emotional time. And I remember dancing this, Brennan and Bree, and I think Victoria, they were like watching off camera and they were all crying by the end of it. I was crying by the end of it. And they all like came up and gave me a big hug after I finished my solo. And it was so emotional and so sad. And I was just, because it was a big goodbye. It was like this big part of my life that I was saying goodbye to. And it was so like weirdly rushed and like I hadn't really fully processed it yet. So it was like kind of perfect because then we ended up getting this like emotional solo. I'm nervous to watch this because of that, because I was being very vulnerable on camera, and I hate watching that. I guess we're just gonna jump into it.
Right now, I'm just kind of reminiscing in Studio A.
Okay, few thoughts. 1, I love that bodysuit. I wish I still had it. I mean, it's not mine. It was wardrobe, so like they didn't give it to me, but I really like that word. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous right now.
Since losing regionals, I've decided to leave The Next Step and go to business school.
I felt like her going to business school was just like weird, but now thinking back on it, it actually makes sense because I forgot that Riley, like the studio, like they went to regionals and they lost and Riley was studio head when that happened. So she's like, okay, I'm going to leave The Next Step. I want to go to business school to like improve that, to like learn more about business. Because I think, yeah, she probably feels this like painful like loss of losing regionals. And like it was all on her, or like it was her responsibility to like guide the team to regionals and she like lost that. So it makes sense that she goes to business school. Anyways, I'm just so nervous. I'm like, okay, let's just watch. Aww. Oh, that was smart.
Which one do you?
Oh, that was such a good cut. Also, I forgot about Ella. Also, I'm feeling so many things right now. I was not expecting that. I thought it was just like the dance. I forgot that there were like all these flashbacks to all these moments that Riley, like these big Riley core memory moments. I don't like it.
I think we have to dethrone my sister's dance captain.
Oh my gosh, I forgot they did all of this. I will say that I love the dance that I'm doing. And you want to know what it was? It was that it was my last solo. And I remember my mental headspace, which is such a big thing about a high performance job where like you have to perform and there's a lot of pressure or stress or whatever. When you put so much pressure on yourself and you're so focused on getting every single technical component correct or right. It ends up falling apart because it's like very stiff and tense and you're not like allowing something to flow through you. And in this performance, I remember feeling very calm and like ready to perform because I was like, this is my last time doing this dance, maybe my last time dancing for a while, especially on television. So I might as well just like let it go.
You would never
Oh
mess
my
with
God,
me.
Ella! And then she stole my solo. Oh yeah, that bitch. I forgot about that, Ella. You sneaky bastard, you. Or what's like a cheeky UK thing, a slang word? You bugger. I forgot about Ella. Oh my gosh. I wonder how she's doing. I remember choreographing this solo myself because I didn't really have a lot of time, or I think it was a request of mine. I was like, can I please choreograph? I wanted to choreograph a dance, like a trio routine on the new dancers, and I wanted to choreograph this solo. So I got choreographer credit for this season.
We just lost because of you. We just lost, Riley.
I forgot about the freaking thing falling off. That's a fun dance I can react to. Stutter.
I thought deep down there was a small part of you that still cared.
I forgot I did that whole duet trio, 2 duets making a trio solo with James and Alfie. I forgot I did that there was like that whole storyline. Oh my God. This is giving me so many ideas of other things I can react to.
A small part of me that still cares about you. All of me cares about you.
Aww. Oh yeah, that James and Riley moment where he's like, I still care about you. Like all of me still cares about you. Aww. That's really sweet. So many people were harping on me for my opinions about James and Riley. I will say that there were these beautiful moments between James and Riley. I can see why fans were so like, yeah, James and Riley, we want them to be together, you know. But still, I wish Riley kind of went off on her own. I wish that they went off on their own and then came back and found each other as adults. Like maybe that's a storyline that could have existed. That probably would have been better, I think. Don't worry, mega fans who were like, ah! I do see the appeal of James and Riley. I get it, is what I'm trying to say.
But I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just saying see you later. Because I know that the next step will always be my home.
That was sad. That was real, that talking head. I was like, oh yeah, these people this means everything to me. That's so true. This is what was crazy about me leaving the next step is that I never really processed it at that time. And like, there's no planned future for me on like the tours anymore. There's no planned like meet and greets. There's no, like, it all just kind of ended all at once. And then I all of a sudden transitioned into like, okay, now I'm focusing more on acting and booking other acting roles. And wow, it was just, that was a little bit jarring to watch myself. Yeah, it was just such a specific time in my life where like nothing else in my life compared to that experience. And then it all just like went away. This is actually a good question that I can answer. I've had people ask this question a few times in my comments of like, did you plan on leaving the show or did they like kick you off kind of thing? What ended up happening was we were always told, everyone on the cast was always told, you're gonna do 4 seasons and then we're gonna write you off. But then what started happening is like season 2, some people were written off. Season 3, some people were written off. And season 4, everyone was written off except for like 5 of us maybe. And season 4 was like the big season for Riley and James and that whole storyline. So then like going into season 5, I was expecting to stick around. The showrunner from season 1 to 4 had this big plan for Riley and James, and like they became like the spine of the show in season 4. And then season 5 came around and the showrunners switched, which happens on shows like this all the time because they want a new take, they want fresh perspectives. But I didn't know that at the time. So then I was told, oh, they're replacing the showrunner. It's going to be a new showrunner and they want to write off all of the old characters, including Riley, and bring on new characters. And I remember being so devastated when I first heard it. That being said, after I left the next step, I was then free to do all this other work that I wasn't able to do before that. I was able to do this horror film. I was able to like learn more about acting and then do Dare Me. And so to answer your question, no, it wasn't really my call to leave the show, but I'm grateful that it happened because I needed to kind of explore myself as an actor and like learn more about myself outside of the next step. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that it happened the way that it did, but at the time it sucked because I was kind of hoping that I would be on it for more. That's this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye. That's the video. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye. Nothing has ever felt weirder.